Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another Everton 24/7 report. It's actually our first one for quite some time, but we'll be bringing you up to speed with all the Everton news that's been going round lately. With focus moving away from Everton games during this international break, it seems the media rumour mill have generated some stories of note this week so far. Most notably, there has been more rumours surrounding the manager, maybe with regard to the fact that many a manager has been dismissed during this international break in the past. Despite the first away win of the season, the rumours are still surrounding Marco Silva's future as Everton manager, and not all of the fan base is truly satisfied, and that's to be understandable because we're still in the bottom half. But the latest rumours suggest that should Marco Silva lose his job, he would be replaced by former Everton fans' favourite, Mikel Arteta. Arteta is, of course, Pep Guardiola's assistant now at Manchester City and is currently learning from one of Europe's greatest coaches. Whether that automatically means Arteta will become a good manager in his own right remains to be seen. You can't guarantee that, but he certainly had the right education, there's no doubt about it. What may well stand Arteta in good stead if this were to happen is the rapport that he has from his playing days at Everton. Arteta was a very popular figure as an Everton player and someone who the fans would no doubt afford maybe a bit more goodwill and give him more time to get things right should we hit a bit of a rocky patch. And let's not forget the omen, of course, that the only post-war managers to have won silverware for Everton have all been ex-Everton players. So, despite being a gamble, Arteta may be a very, very popular choice. However, at this stage, it doesn't look like Everton will be getting rid of Marco Silva anytime soon. So, for his sake, that win at Southampton on Saturday could be very crucial, it seems, in saving his Everton career. Now moving on to a bit more on the events of Saturday, we knew Keane on Saturday was dropped from the matchday squad. We weren't sure why, but we've now been made aware that Keane was dropped by Marco Silva for Southampton because he was late for a team meeting ahead of the game. Keane has since apologised to Silva and his teammates for his conduct. However, it is a little bit concerning. We were all very quick to jump to Keane's defence when the likes of Graham Souness was spouting some completely unnecessary bile about his attitude earlier in the season, and rightly so. But this is now the second time that he's missed a team meeting in this fashion, if you include his behaviour with the Italy under-21s, and any more sort of misdemeanours from Keane could see him develop that kind of reputation. And if there's anything I don't want to prove Graham Souness, he's right. So history tells us such behaviour doesn't go down well with fans, particularly Everton fans who like to see players work hard for the shirt. So the onus now is firmly on Keane to knuckle down and fight for his place in the first team. He could still make a success of himself at Everton. Nothing's written off. He is only 19 after all. So let's not use this misdemeanour as a stick to beat him with, and let's get behind the lad and hopefully he does kick on and succeed eventually. On to transfer rumours, and we move from a current Everton striker to a potential new signing up front. Alfredo Morelos has been linked with a move to Everton after starring for Rangers in recent years. Morelos has taken the Scottish Premiership by storm over the last 2 years. He's a live wire of a striker, very dynamic, decent finisher, and very much a loose cannon as well. But he was suggested as a potential Everton signing by former Everton player and one-time SPL manager Alan Stubbs. And much like Duncan Ferguson did all those years ago, Morelos would arrive at Everton from Rangers with a poor disciplinary record. He was already sent off 5 times in just 1 season last year. Morelos would undoubtedly be a gamble for that reason. Like I say, he is a live wire, but he is clearly talented and exactly the kind of player who could flourish in the Premier League should he knuckle down and again get his head in the right place. What would be an interesting thing to see is whether Steven Gerrard would allow Morelos to leave Rangers for Goodison of all places. So it's certainly a rumour worth keeping one eye on, just see what happens. Of course, we've still got 2 months to go till the January window opens, so no doubt these rumour mills are going to really start being cranked up in the next couple of weeks. On to some possible outgoings in January. Morgan Feeney and Lewis Gibson have both been performing well in the under-23s, but they could be set to go out on loan in January to get some first-team football experience. Dave Unsworth acknowledges now that it's the best time for them, even if it does decimate his own under-23s squad. And let's be honest, it is what needs to be done. I don't want to admit it, but even with all the titles the under-23s have won recently, it may well be stifling the growth of our own youngsters by not giving them first team action. And I'd like to see more of our under 23s playing first team football, whether it's abroad in the Championship. And I'd like to see Marco Silva give a few more a go, to be honest with you. Hopefully Anthony Gordon's presence on the substitute bench on Saturday is the start of us maybe blooding some more kids in the first team. But our own first team has slowly been ripped apart by injuries so far this season. And for that reason, it might come through the necessity more than anything else. And hopefully if the players do come good, these young lads who get a chance, it could well be a blessing in disguise. Staying with the under-23s now, and there will soon be a new face among that squad, and that is Tyler Onyango. The lad's only 16, but he's very, very highly rated by our academy. So much so, he's been fast-tracked into Unsworth's under-23s squad for the rest of the season. It's very rare that we see somebody so ahead of their development curve in this day and age, so no doubt Onyango will be a name that Everton fans will keep a very close eye on in the coming months. It's a very big step for him to make this kind of jump, but clearly it's a jump our coaches think he's ready for, so good luck to Tyler Onyango. Definitely seems as if he is going to be one to watch. Finally tonight, everybody in the football community continues to give their best wishes to Andre Gomez as he recovers from his broken ankle. You can add to that list former Everton favourite Brian Oviedo, who has today offered some supportive words to Andre. Oviedo, of course, experienced a traumatic injury of his own during his Everton days, having suffered the broken leg back in 2014, while he was actually in the best form of his career. So he was suffered from some rotten luck, Brian Oviedo, as did Andre Gomez recently. So Oviedo knows how it feels to go through this situation, and he says he is in no doubt that Andre can come back stronger than ever. And that he said that Andre is at the best club possible in terms of both the medical team and having the supportive fan base rallying around him. We know he's not wrong there. The support for Andre has been endless from our fans since this incident a few weeks ago. Like Oviedo was in 2014, he's a real fan's favourite in the team. And the unwavering support will no doubt continue until hopefully we get to see him once more in Royal Blue. So again, best of luck to Andre Gomez as he continues his recovery, speedy recovery to him. And that is that for this week's news update. Let us know your opinions on all the news stories that we've covered. Give the video a comment and a like while you're at it. Make sure you keep tuning in to all the great content we've got on the channel as well, so be sure to give us a subscribe. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching on Toffee Blues.